Hello class, Mr. Greeno here. In this video I'm going to illustrate how to take one of your graphic design projects and put it on your website. So this obviously is the one we did where we replaced a head onto, or placed one head onto a different body, and I did Kevin Hart onto a bodybuilder. Now this is a Photoshop file. It's not supported on a website, meaning you cannot upload it to a website. You can't put it on your website. Web servers, CodeHS, and other web servers only support certain types of files. And actually, most people don't really like giving away their Photoshop file because it shows everything that you did to make this thing work. And they just want to give the finished product. So the way you give the finished product is you go to File, Export, and there are other ways to export it other than what I'm going to choose. I'm just going to choose the easy one. Quick export as PNG, and it's going to want to save with the same name as my Photoshop file, but a PNG instead of a Photoshop file. So I'm going to the folder where I have all my other assets saved, and I'm going to click Save. The reason why you don't see any in this folder, there aren't any other PNG files there, but there's other stuff there. I'll show you in a second. So I click Save, go back to that folder, make sure I have that in there. Here's Kevin the Bodybuilder PNG. Here's Kevin the Bodybuilder PSD, meaning the Photoshop file. Here's the two images I started with to begin with, and some of the files that I made, or that were created when I made the tutorial video on how to actually do the Kevin the Bodybuilder by putting a head on someone else's body. So now that I have this picture, this image file, I can put it on my website. So if I go to CodeHS, and I'm on my graphic design page, you can see here I actually tried, just as an experiment, to upload the Photoshop file, and instead of giving me an actual link here, or some characters that would make sense, it clearly shows undefined, and the picture doesn't show up because you cannot upload a Photoshop file. So if I go to upload and upload that other file, this PNG one, actually notice this is a good illustration too. If I can get this to stay over here. If I can get it to stay over there. I want it to be, there we go. Oh, I don't want it to jump. I want it to stay. There we go. Because if I hover over this, custom files, you'll see all the files that CodeHS supports, which is basically all the files that a regular web server would support. They have a few extra restrictions on CodeHS, but basically all the files you see here, all types of images and videos and things like that. Text files, what have you. If I click the drop down and go to all, move this back over. If I click the drop down and go to all files, you'll see that now you see the Photoshop file. You can pick it, but it's not going to work. So you might as well just leave it on the files that do work. So I'm going to pick Kevin the Bodybuilder and upload that. And then you'll see the actual image there. And so how do I put an image on my page here? Rather than do it all again, I know I've done it before. I've done it over here with this Gojuru. I have an image right here, so I'm just going to copy this whole line. Close Y type. Remember, first I have to put in my main section. Should have did that when I started the website, but I guess, obviously, I forgot. And then I'm going to paste in that link. But now I don't want this link because that's to whatever picture was on that other page. So I'm going to delete that. Click here. That copies it to the URL. Click here. Control V to paste. And then this picture has a border around it. Since this is all black and the web page is blue, I don't think I'm going to need a border. So I'm going to take that out. And just have an image, src equals, and that link. I guess I gotta type that. Anyway. And then if I save this, and if I go to output, and look at it in a browser, and go to graphic design, you'll see there's Kevin Hart on the bodybuilder. Now it is right up against my navigation bar, but you guys know how to put spacing in and stuff. I showed you all that. I might do that just because why not? That's pretty easy if I do something simple like just a couple of BR tags. That'll make it look good, and I can go on to the next part what I want to show you. If I open that again and I go to graphic design, oh, there's Kevin Hart. And if you want to put in a width and a height, you can make it smaller. I mean, I think mine's okay right there. But what I also would like to do is below that, and I mean, I don't know that you have to do this, but I think it's a good idea. I want to link to the 2 original images so people can see what I started with and what I ended with without actually showing them how I did it. So I know if I go to my video game design page, I did that by having an A tag, a link, and that wraps around, doesn't it? So I'm going to copy this because I want to do it the same way because I like that way. So once you find the way you like, you know, you can do things the same way over and over again. Maybe I'll put in a BR. Oops, got to click in there first. Put in a BR and then paste that in. And I like the target equals blank so it opens in a new tab on the browser. So I'm going to delete all this. And so I'm going to use this code here to link to the pic I got of Kevin Hart. And then I'm going to put the same thing down below. Oops. Wanted to hit enter first. Put the same code down below. And say I'm linking to the picture of the bodybuilder. So someone can see the 2 pictures I started with and what I ended up with. So let's go over here to upload. And now I want to upload Kevin Hart by himself, which is right here. Open. There's the Kevin Hart only picture. Click there to copy it. Go in here, paste that, and then upload bodybuilder. Open. Wait until that loads. Click here to copy it. Paste it in here. Now I do want to say, change what it says over here. And so it says link to my guessing game. Obviously don't want that, right? So link to the pic of Kevin Hart. And this one's going to be, I could have just put the pictures on there, you know, put them in as image files, just like the one with the finished product. But I think I'll leave it off so someone sees the picture first, and then if they want to see what it looked like beforehand, each individual picture, then they can click the link and see it. So this is link to the pic of the bodybuilder. Not sure if bodybuilder is 1 word or 2, but I'm making it 2. Okay, never mind. I just looked it up on Google and it said it's usually listed as 1 word. So I guess it's a little bit of preference, but it's more common to be 1 word. So 1 word for bodybuilder. So let me click save. And then look at this. Go to graphic design. And there you have it. But now I like it because I know this is down here, but I don't like this being down here because maybe if it's off someone's screen, they won't bother to scroll and know that that is there. So let me just take that code and move it above the picture, or move the picture below the code, however you want to look at it. So I'm going to go to the end here, very end. I like to press X for cut. I know a lot of you people copy, paste, and then go back and delete, but cut and paste does it all in one shot. So then paste. So I got 2 breaks, and then I got these 2 links. Oops. And I don't know why that's indented just a little bit more. It shouldn't be, unless these need to all be indented 1 more. Could do that, I guess. 2 two breaks and a link, but then this is going to be right underneath it. So I think I'd like another break. And then after the text, maybe I'll have two breaks and see how that looks. And of course this last break is unnecessary because nothing comes after that. And if I want to just put that in the right space, okay, let's see how that looks. Go to graphic design, and you see link pic of Kevin Hart, link to the pic of the bodybuilder. You format it any way you like. I'm just showing you some things you can do. And then let's see. If I click on this link, there's Kevin Hart, and it opened in a new tab. And the reason why I like that, what if somebody wants to do this and say, oh, I see. And if I click on this one, then maybe you can go like this and, you know, kind of put them side by side to say, oh, I see, you know, how he did that. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know? So that's why I'm doing that way. You don't have to do it that way. You can put the pictures side by side. You can have them open in the same tab. You could not put them there at all. It's up to you. I kind of think it's a good idea. But that's how you add your Photoshop work, which we're going to call graphic design, onto your web page. Thank you.